Hafide and welcome to another episode of CNMI Weekly, where we bring you the headlines from the past week and what you need to know heading into the weekend. I'm Thomas Manglona, your host, reporting on Saipan. In our first story, the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation addresses recent cyber threats. Here's what you need to know to protect your privacy. Federal authorities continue to investigate cyber threats made to the NMI hospital.
Patient safety is our priority. We want to make sure that their records are protected, and we are doing everything. We're doing a lot, really. I don't want to list them down, but we take whatever it costs to protect the records. Believe me, we've spent that cost.
The NMI's only hospital started receiving threats through email and WhatsApp regarding alleged unauthorized data transfers in early March. Hospital CEO Esther Munya and Director of Information Technology Belle Busby directly received those cyber threats. They did not respond as the federal investigation is ongoing.
The first thing we got to do is make sure that our patient files are secure. And, one of the biggest priorities, of course, is patient safety, right? We want to make sure that patients who come in, that the provider and the nurse and basically everybody in the hospital who needs to access your health records to treat you, is able to access your records. So that's the priority that we basically placed ourselves in.
They said the hospital has taken every security measure to prevent further threats and protect old data. They admit it's not a new issue for industries across the globe, and it likely won't be the last threat.
Because you can't see it, you can't touch it, you don't know. You don't know what they're doing. It's sometimes, for the ransomware, it usually takes a long time to happen. There's a hole, they got in, they go around your house, they see what they can take. It will take months and years. So you don't know. You don't know if you're gonna be hacked. You don't know if it's a ransomware. You don't know if they're just taking data from you.
They offered this advice to protect your data.
To all the community, all they can do is be vigilant. Don't click on anything that you don't know about, that you're not aware about. Don't engage on anything, especially if they're asking you for your information. Mm-hmm. Do not be so lenient and putting your information on the internet, on the social media.
And in our next story, the revocation hearing for the Imperial Pacific International's casino license is delayed. Here are the details. The gaming license revocation hearing scheduled for April 2nd is delayed to April 9th at 10 a.m. at the Commonwealth Casino Commission office. The Commission's Vice Chair Ralph Demapon informed KUAM of the CCC's vote to reschedule over the weekend as Imperial Pacific International filed an emergency temporary restraining order calling to stop it. House lawmaker Marissa Flores spoke out about the matter at a recent session. She noted that it was 10 years ago that the public law was signed to authorize, establish, and regulate an exclusive gaming license.
Regarding the recent emergency temporary restraining order filed by IPI, claiming that their due process has been violated. The Commonwealth and its people have been violated and denied too. If the Commission decides not to revoke their license, the Commonwealth and its people should recommend to the Governor to immediately take action and remove the members of the Commission. It's time to move forward. $73 million from IPI that is due will allow some breathing space during these difficult times.
Senator Karina Magofnia, who chairs the gaming committee, said she hopes they can find a middle ground. We spoke to her after last week's CCC meeting.
We need to figure out what we want to do with the casino and the industry itself. So I am hopeful that, we could still salvage whatever is left, provided that we are very, very careful, in the actions that we take going forward, and we put controls in place to ensure that a lot of the things that has happened in the past does not happen again.
And in NMI Superior Court, former boost contractor Shane Villanueva pleads not guilty to contempt of legislature. Former boost contractor Shane Villanueva pleads not guilty to contempt of legislature in the NMI Superior Court on Saipan today. His not guilty plea came nearly after an hour of argument from Villanueva's attorney asserting that Villanueva's Fourth Amendment right was violated due to what they allege is an inaccurate affidavit under the arrest warrant. At first, Villanueva asked for a continuance for the arraignment and said he was not able to enter a plea today. We spoke to Special Prosecutor James Kingman after the hearing.
At the last minute, the defense filed a motion trying to push the arraignment off, and the judge was not inclined to do so, which I appreciate. There's procedures to these things, and I certainly will hope that everyone follows them appropriately. Otherwise, we're going to just continue to see delays.
The judge said Villanueva's objection should be heard after arraignment. In March, Villanueva was found in contempt by the NMI House after he invoked his Fifth Amendment right in response to questions about the Boost program and his involvement in it. Mr. Villanueva, any comment? Do you deny any wrongdoing with the Boost program? The judge set a status conference for May 6 at 9:30 a.m. They discussed potentially holding the bench trial in October. We'll have more of CNMI Weekly right after this. And in our next story, we speak with a Chamorro and Palestinian family who are calling for peace amid conflict. Welcome to Caravan's Restaurant on Saipan.
It is a restaurant that our late father, Abdul Latif Yunus, founded in 2012 as basically the culmination of him being here in the Marianas since the late 60s, always wanting to share his Palestinian cuisine.
We sat down with Salam Castro Yunus and his sister Suad, who are Chamorro and Palestinian. They're two of 6 siblings running the family business after their father, who also founded a local newspaper, passed away in 2020. They told KUAM the cuisine is served like a feast, and they grew up learning their father's recipes.
We have cauliflower fritters, we have mana'is, of course hummus, baba ganoush, pita bread, shakshuka, olives and pickles, za'atar, Palestinian olive oil, Arabic coffee, baklava, and date cookies.
The food tells a story. The Castro Yunus family has been raising awareness about what they describe as genocide in Palestine. They've held peaceful protests and events on Saipan. They tell us that food reflects the effort to build solidarity. They want to see a path to peace.
Palestinians are very resilient, very straightforward people. The one thing that I got from my dad was that bluntness, they're just being honest and just being straightforward. Their food is the same. Even though there are a lot of spices in this, it's just straightforward and simple.
We asked what they hope the path forward leads to.
A two-state solution is basically just continuing the status quo. It should be equal to everybody, Palestinians, Jews, everyone there should have equal rights. There shouldn't be borders that divide the people. For hundreds or thousands of years, they've all lived together. They can do it again. So it really should just be one state, equal for all.
They welcome the community to join them at the table, share food, and learn about the history. And in our last story, we speak with the owner of an all-women's gym on Saipan, meant to build a lifestyle beyond exercise trends. It's not a trend, it's a lifestyle.
I started strong, strength and growth, an all-women's gym. Just wanted to create a safe space for women to come and learn how to lift weights.
It's a journey gym owner Jocelyn Itubus started at the end of her 12 years of teaching high school students. 3 years later, the mother of 6 continues to share her passion for lifting. She said lifting saved her life during deep personal trials.
I want for others to feel this or to know that this could be something transformative and not just exercise.
She trains up to 45 women across 4 sections at a time over 6 weeks, guiding them along that transformation at the outdoor gym next to her home in Susupi.
My biggest focus was to be able to share that transformative experience. Definitely wanting to create a healthy outlet, because sometimes even just like the smallest want of say, I just want to try something new is enough to get someone started. And then as the journey progresses, they kind of discover like the bigger pieces that come with taking care of yourself. There's definitely a lot more room for the ladies to be open and not ashamed or not feel pressured to have to get things right the first time or not to make mistakes.
She says she hopes to break down old ways of thinking when it comes to fitness and build new approaches that encourage growth and progress.
One of the first goals that I came in starting with was being able to equip ladies with just enough to pursue their fitness journey on their own.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of CNMI Weekly. We'll see you right here, same time, same place next week.